Hey everybody, for the marketing strategy of the week, I wanted to take you outside of the coaching industry. One of the key topics that I've talked about with my clients and prospects this week is how to interact with your customers, even despite this crisis. Like, how do you address COVID within your emails, in your headlines? How do you kind of address it, but still kind of get through to business as usual and getting the results that you want for your clients? But also, interacting with your prospects as well. So just wanted to highlight one email that I got this week from a company called Rev. If you're not familiar with Rev, they make written transcriptions for things like videos, conference calls. I've used them a lot for testimonial videos and case study videos that I've put together for clients to really bring out some of those words and phrases that their prospects and clients are using to kind of upgrade their marketing. So it is a great resource there. So if you ever have a need for written transcriptions, Rev, it's really easy to use and gets good quality results back to you pretty quickly. So Rev hasn't really been spent, so this is an email that I've received from Rev this week. They actually do really good emails. So join their email list just to get some good marketing emails that are pretty funny. So this one was really around COVID. So they've kind of not been sending out emails the last few weeks. So this is one that probably for the last 3 weeks they haven't sent something. So they needed to put something out there that kind of addressed the situation, but also kind of marketed their business along the way. So you can see at the top here, throughout most of the email, it's all based on kind of humor and using humor to kind of address the situation, but do it in a very direct and funny way. So at the subject line, you can see here is, so hey, did we miss anything? And really the basic premise is at the top, and here when you open it up, it says we were out. So, did we miss anything? And whole basic premise within this is they talk about how, somebody within their email department just had a baby. So not sure if that's a true story or not, but that was kind of the angle that they were going with. But something that you as a subscriber and something that I could connect with as a reader, anytime you're kind of focused on something very heavily, and then you either finish it up or walk away, you have to kind of reawaken to what the rest of the world was doing while you were gone. So I frequently have this where I'm kind of really focused on a client project, and once that client project is done, you kind of come back to the world and find out what's going on, in terms of news and all that kind of stuff. And I think within the, lockdown period that we're in, that's certainly the case as well. So I thought it was really good in terms of using that humor in terms of basically just saying we're very naive to what's going on. And we, now that we've come back from our baby news, really being focused on that, we're back and willing to help. And then kind of getting into it, so addressing COVID in specificity, saying, we're not doctors, we're not scientists. They failed high school biology. So again, using some humor there to just address the situation and saying, we're not going to give you any COVID-related insights here, but what we can do is get into a few things that we're doing to give some value to the broader community. So one of the things that they are talking about is how they are transcribing things like coronavirus-related news conferences. So they provide a link to a bunch of news conferences that you can check out in terms of those written transcriptions. So obviously that's very helpful for people that are just looking for the latest news that's out there. The other thing they talked about is using, working with Zoom to provide captioning services for those students that are going through kind of that learning at home experience. So another value-added service that they're doing. So really just providing like how their service is actually providing value, how they can do that, and as a way of doing that, they're kind of promoting what they do. And finally getting to the point where, again, kind of ending with some humor here about talking about the story of Tommy and how he's dating a nurse and how he should, think about making it a little bit more committed. So putting in a little bit of a story there, using some humor and kind of threading it throughout and kind of ending that story before, just sharing some well wishes, but also along the way sharing some stories about how their service could potentially help you, but also how they're sharing some value along the way for the broader community as well. So thought it was a really good email in terms of, again, addressing the situation, but also showing exactly what they can do for you by sharing some stories, using some humor, not taking themselves too seriously. So again, check out Rev and some of their emails. Join their email list. They frequently have some good humorous ones, but also some story-based ones that are worth checking out. And you can incorporate that into your approach.